I'll just wait for Terry to click onto this. He'll be in a second. Here we go. Hello there. Hello there. Right, we're recording. Jack Catterall, Terry, has he made enough noise to get this Taylor rematch fight on, or has he just slipped away and accepted it, and will he become a statistic now? Because by rights, he should have been undisputed light welterweight champion of the world, shouldn't he, really?
Okay. As a fan, Russ, do you want to see that fight again? Because I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see it again because Catterall hasn't got a style that's enjoyable to watch. And it's not just a Josh Taylor thing. He's like that in every fight. He's too negative. And when you're a televised fighter, I can't be rewarding that. And I know people talk about, yeah, but Mayweather was a defensive genius and he never engaged. It's not true. Floyd knew when to take people on and when not to take people on. Catterall just doesn't take people on.
Do you know what's a good gauge of a Floyd fight in his early career when he fought General Hernandez, in his first world title? And the guy was Ring Magazine champion, WBC, and he just took him apart for 12 rounds, every round, didn't he?
Yeah, he could light people up at his best.
Look at that Frankie Randall who the first guy to beat Julio Cesar Chavez. Mayweather was schooling him as an amateur leading up to Olympics, wasn't he? Inspiring, yeah. Frankie Randall. So they all knew that Mayweather were going to be a real deal, like they all knew that Errol Spence were, didn't they? When he was an amateur. Mm-hmm. And I really rate Floyd Mayweather, and I like the great guys, the Mayweathers, they adapt, don't they, when the bodies change, like Ali, Mayweather, they adapt to the style. Even Fury's had to adapt his style, hasn't he? Because, his legs are not there no more, are they?
Yeah, and it's impressive when you watch guys make those adaptations because that takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It does. I want to ask you about who you think's the best signing that Sky have made, Terry. Out of all these new signings that they've made, your Whitakers and Yafai's. Is it Yafai? Did he go with them? Sky?
No, Yafai's the Zone.
The Zone, sorry, yeah. Who were the other Olympians? All them Olympians that have been signing that. Who do you think's ended up with the strongest slot? Because this is where the beef seems to be in it between Bean and Hills. Jelly Bean and Eddie Hills.
So let's see. I think if you look at just raw potential right now as a snapshot, you look at Ben Whitaker. He's got the style. Has he got the physicality? We'll find out when he has his debut. But I like Lauren Price, mate. I really like Lauren Price. There's something about her where she fights from something deep within her. And you can't explain it because she won an Olympic gold medal as a 75-kilo boxer. She's really a 69.
75? Well, I know when I get on scales that 70 is about 11 stone, isn't it? So if she's 75,
about 165 pounds.
She was super middleweight, and it's 76 keys, super middle.
Yeah, but in the Olympics, middleweight 75.
Yeah, 165, isn't it? Pound.
Yeah. Middleweight, and she's really a 69. Really, she's
this year.
Yeah, she should be like that kind of welter, maybe light mid. But she moved up in weight. And there's some big girls at the Olympics, 5'11", 5'10", some solid young women out there. And Lauren was able to win that gold medal. So there's something unique about her. And I'd like to see how she gets on. So she's one that I think might be the dark horse in all of this.
Yeah. That's good. The Boxing Board of Control have come under some criticism. But it seems that a few years ago, that Ayala, who was just had a brain tumor on a Dennis Hobson show against Anna Rankin, has come out, she's had an issue, and it's Dennis Milgar front board that signed off on her to fight. Do you feel that the board are just going to continue to keep making many mistakes, Terry, and that eventually somebody will just wipe them out like Michael Watson wiped them out before in court?
Well, what's his name did, right? The gut neck guy. So he's just struck. He struck a blow.
Roger Hines, the referee, he's taking him to High Court, and there's this new situation, isn't there? This Ayala's people, Mexican.
But what are they going to sue for?
No, negligence, I would have thought, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. So if the board weren't aware that this was an issue, that's squarely on them. They should never have licensed her to box.
It's we keep saying we've got the best board and all this and that, but we only refer it to safety on night because everything else, all the organisation stuff and things going on behind the scenes, you know, like me and Rico spoke about, nearly £1 million put through as expense and not tax. These people are having a jolly up, aren't they?
They should all resign. Free gratis. Resign. No, Russ, here's the thing. Fight night wise, I think the board are pretty switched on. And I think you're right. It's all the admin around that doesn't seem to be firing at the moment. And it will never happen until the government say, get your house in order, or we'll get your house in order.
Do you think eventually government will just swing the axe on a lot of them?
I don't think they care that much. I think if this was rugby we're talking about, yeah. If this was football, 100%. Boxing is just too niche.
Well, they've been in power 93 years now, the British Boxing Board of Control, and nobody governs them. There's nobody policing what they do. So the only people who can are the police, isn't it, really? Because there's nobody telling them what to do. And do you think it'll just go on and on and on until they're like pushed around on King Zimmer frames, Robert Smith and Charlie Giles, Batman and fucking robber? Batman and the armed robber.
Is when they face bankruptcy again, the rescue package will involve everyone resigning.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, they'd have to go. If there's another big lawsuit, they'll definitely all have to go.
Yeah. What did you think about Max's situation in Prague or wherever he went? Where they slipped opponent on him, changed opponent in last half hour or something.
That happens. Where did he box? Did he box in Morrison's? Because is Morrison's in Prague or is that in Budapest? And they basically have like a night of boxing in these pubs, and you just go there to fatten out your record.
29 fights to one on show. I think it was Estonia.
Mate, I just remember that chat you had with him where you were like, "What is it you said?" And it's always funny when you have your Godfather voice on as well. You're like, "You're not taking this seriously, Max. I don't want to see you get hurt."
Yeah, and I don't think he is, because he's a lovely kid, you know. Do hope for you, you know. He's always on time, and I've done a few bits of bobs with him, and he's bang on. But his downfall will be his application, I think, with his food. So I think he puts effort in his gym. He's a big, strong bloke. He's a strong fella. But when the little things I notice, you know, like if I go, we went over a day down to London, as you know, and, you know, eating habits, things like that. Little things I notice. Drinking habits, sleeping habits. I think Max goes to bed too late and gets up too early when he's up at 5. I don't think he lives a life of a professional boxer, because don't forget he's running a gym up there. It's a big old business that he's got there, big old concern. So he's got a lot on his plate and he's pretty hands-on. But I think if he took his son away from that environment and had like a camp, you know, like a 4-week camp or something, I think you could see a difference in him, because he just soak it up like a sponge.
You can do a lot by just making tweaks in your daily habits, right?
Mm.
It's little things like you can spare 10 minutes to do a bit of shadow boxing before you jump in the shower or something like that.
There you go. That's how you
20
finish off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find little pockets of time to do stuff, right? But it depends on your mindset. So I'll give you an example, Paul. I've got a watt bike in my flat, right? And I bought it because I was like, yeah, I can just exercise from home while I'm working. But I realized once I bought the thing, I was like, do you know what? I love the routine of leaving my house and going to the gym. I love that 20 minutes between my front door and the gym when I get to think about what I'm going to do. If it's on my doorstep, I don't have that routine, and I'm a creature of habit. So when I leave my house to go to the gym, I know I'll be fully fired up by the time I start training. But here, I don't take it seriously. So sometimes, yeah, like you said, it's about who you are as a person and what changes you can make based on that to be successful. Because I think Max has got all the enthusiasm in the world. So I quite like that about him. He's really enthusiastic. But it's little things like, can you drop 3 stone? Because that will be an indicator that you're serious, right?
That's why Chris didn't train him, I think. He hasn't said to me, but I think Chris were monitoring his weight situation, thinking, well, he's coming in and putting loads of effort in, but he's not going down in weight.
Weigh yourself every week. That's what I think every boxer should weigh themselves every week.
Once a week, I do. Weigh yourself.
Yeah, accountability.
Okay. Al Heyman. Top rank. They seem to be a bit pally-pally lately, don't they? You think? They're putting good shows on Heyman, isn't he? Have you seen the sort of shows he's putting on, Terry?
Yeah, listen. Operation Extinguish Eddie Hearn.
Do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about Kell Brook's retirement, Terry?
Perfect time to do it.
What about Amir Khan's retirement?
For both of them, I think they've both gone out on top. They retired having given the fans what they wanted, and the fans weren't disappointed. Job done.
Yeah. Okay. What you got planned for the weekend, lad?
Not much, man. Not much. I think I'm seeing Martin and Andy tomorrow. Well, Saturday, I should say, because I never know when these go out. So I'm seeing them on Saturday. And then apart from that, not much, Porks. Just resting up, man. Like, you know, I want to take a leaf out of Max's book. I'm going to start living more like an athlete now.
I'm not saying I'm an athlete, but, you know, I do a bit of training every day. Have a massage once a month. Bit of sun on my face. You've got to look after yourself, haven't you, in this day and age, Terry?
No, 100%. But that's the key to longevity, man. It's those little things like being able to still exercise, being able to get a good night's sleep, not too much alcohol, not too much fatty foods, and all of that. This stuff's all important.
Oh, we can go on punch bag with the Gav McDonald's gloves that he won British title in.
But not too much bag work, man. It's not good for your back.
I can't do that, man. I'm not too old now.
Never.
8 ounces. Well, I will be, won't they? Bantamweight, one of the super bantamers. Steffi got me these for my 46th birthday. Thank you very much, Steffi. You ginger cunt.
You love him, really.
Hello, I could have coped without Steffi Bull and Dennis. We're all best mates, aren't we? What about Richard Towers? Getting remanded.
Free Richard Towers.
Can you imagine Richard Towers bursting through a front door, all 6'8" of them were a shooter, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? Did you read it in paper?
No.
Did I send you that link?
I don't know. I can't even remember, Paul.
I think I sent you that link. Hang on a minute. Well, if you just Google Richard Hales, Hayles, and it tells you, but I've heard it wasn't even him, mate. It's a case of mistaken identity.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, could be anybody from Pittsmore, couldn't it?
Is he from Pittsmore?
I don't know. It happened on Parson Cross. It's the same area, isn't it?
No.
I hope he gets judge in chambers, because if he clumps somebody in there, you know, he might never get out, Richard. You know, if you give somebody a crack in there, if somebody pushes the wrong button, and you know, like you've got there's a crocodile, isn't there, on every wing in jail. If somebody pokes him in the wrong spot in jail, he'll go mad. He will, honestly, but I'm just glad it ain't me. You know, on charges like that. I know this sounds awful, but I might go to Richard Towers' trial with a flask and sandwiches. Because people used to come to mine, you know. I said, oh, so they doing it. They're like, day out. Oh, what's going on here? I said, you know what? Would it be nice if I were just having a day out at somebody else's trial? But now I won't with Richard's trial. He'll probably get him extra jail, but I hope he's all right. Billy Joe, is he going to come back? We'll finish off on that.
There's money. There's a John Ryder fight for him, so I can see him coming back for that.
Do you think he'll come back? What about Chris Eubank Jr.?
There you go. 2 fights, both easily made. But who does he sign with? Has Eddie still got one more fight with him?
What about Eddie's little stroke with Anthony Yard? It is now looking to keep Anthony Yard sat waiting and waiting, isn't he, for his mandatory?
But how's he going to do that?
Well, he's just come out and done an interview and said that he's going to put Canelo. Canelo's going to fight Triple G or something. Bivol going to fight somebody else, and then he's going to fight. Yard's going to have to fight Baturbia for 3 belts. But Eddie's wanted to do a fight with Bivol, isn't he, as or a unification or something, and that supersedes Yard's whatever mandatory. That's what he's saying. So it looks to me like Eddie Hearn's the guy that's trying to make none of these fights happen. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to stop Yard fighting Boazzi?
So here's what I'd say. There's more money in fighting Yard than there is in fighting Bivol.
Yeah. There is, yeah. There probably is more money fighting Yard than there is fighting Boazzi.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So,
no, Saturday just left us with more questions than answers.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It did. But is Craig Richards a gatekeeper, Terry?
Craig's a friend of mine, so I'm always going to be biased in his favor. So if I speak more generally, I think in boxing, Russ, your career is really made up of moments, right? And the great ones win all of those moments. Muhammad Ali against Sonny Liston, he won those moments. For whatever you want to say, Calzaghe versus Jeff Lacey, Calzaghe won those moments. I mean, the key moments, the top guys win. Eubank's another example. Yeah. Even guys like Nicky Piper, if you want to go down the levels, you win the key moments in your career. So, but now we've got to look. Buglioni, beatable. Bivol, I think is beatable because I don't think he can box going backwards. And Boazzi, beatable. And Craig's had 3 chances to stamp his authority in those moments, and it hasn't quite worked out for him.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like, because I'm not in his camp, I don't know why. But what I can tell you, Russ, is this: Craig has bricks in both fists. Probably has the best chin since Carl Froch, right? And has the intelligence in that ring of anyone in this country.
Got long levers as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the only criticism about Craig is it's like, mate, you don't do enough of what you're good at. That's all. 20% more work rate, and he wins all 3 of those fights.
I thought he would. You know what? You just took the words right out of my mouth. I thought he tired toward, and maybe there might be some deficiency in his blood or something. Maybe he might need to get checked out. Might need a medical or something. I think he's fit. I think he's got all tools. I think his fitness laying down. Do you?
They both struggled down the stretch.
I thought he had Boazzi. I thought he were going in what round?
Round 8 or 9?
Ninth. I thought he had him going in 9th. Yeah, I thought he was gone.
And I watched that going, Yard would never have let him off.
No, Yard had been on him like a rash, wouldn't
he? Yeah, you'd be eating right uppercuts and right hooks all night.
Maybe, hey, listen, it's quite possible that Yard could fight Craig Richards and get outpointed, couldn't he?
But yeah, like Lyndon Arthur did, yeah.
Yeah, could either get outpointed. He's got that sort of style, hasn't he? That could outpoint Yard.
Because like I said, Craig's just a tough man. And deceptively so. And also one of the more humble people I've met in boxing. there's nothing flashy about him. He's not out. He's not making too much noise on social media. He's not in KFC sliders. He's not doing pads in his garden. He's a guy who does what his coach asks of him. And then with all his other time, he's just focused on being the best boxer he can be.
Yeah. Well, he's done well.
Few six-figure paydays. Yeah, I mean, he's on the path to being set.
What do you think to Ben Davidson changing the MTK Performance Centre to the Ben Davidson Performance Centre at his gym?
Did he have a choice?
I don't know, mate. Who's the patsy out of them lot? Macklin, Coogan, Ben Davidson, Billy Joe and Sonny Edwards. Who's the patsy out of them? He weren't James Elder, were he? He's fucking stuck to his guns, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what, Russ? We're all making a big deal about this MTK thing.
The media aren't, are they?
Well, I just have a feeling what we'll end up with is a political solution. There'll be a couple of names thrown in. They'll get some big sentences, and they'll say, "Look, we've struck at the heart of this organization. They will never be able to carry on like they did before. Our mission here is done." But there'll be no accountability for anyone else, because I think this goes too far and too wide from what the gossip is saying, and it goes too far and too wide. You know, you don't want to embarrass politicians. You don't want to embarrass businessmen. So I can see that happening.
Okie dokie then. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
No worries, mate.
I'll leave you to get yourself prepared for the Champions League final tomorrow. What time's kickoff?
It's normally about 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going into London to watch it or watching it from home?
I'll find somewhere to watch it.
Yeah.
But let's hope Real Madrid do the business.
Yeah. I need to tell you something before I go anyway, but it looks like I've got, because I'm fed up of these streaming sites, you know, messing up all the time, and Fire Stick's messing up, and they're coming around a year later wanting more dough off you and this and that. But listen, so I've been and obviously I've got BT Sport, I've now got Sky Sports, DAZN, Box Nation. I've gone full fucking casual mode, haven't I?
Oh my God.
Do you know why that is? Because I like to get sat down on my big bed, don't I, and watch that computer there, telly there. And you know what? If it don't come on, I've got to mess about, and you then it's more fucking hassle than it's worth, isn't it? And you end up missing part. Eventually, just pay it. So I'm going to be looking. I'm waiting for Cameron to come here, or I might he don't drive. You see, I might have to go get him, bring him here. Show me how to do live. I'm thinking about doing some of these live ones. What do you think? Think it go down well?
Oh, mate, you just ripping into that'd be brilliant.
Me setting about them live.
Yeah, you just don't want to get you don't want to get caught streaming though, because that will affect your monetization. So you got to find a way.
No, I'm not gonna. No, what I'm gonna do, I think, because there's some rules that they send us. It's like, do you know all these people who keep having conversations with themselves on all these accounts that they've got on my comment section, right? We can't do that because we have an IP address here and at my house. If I start setting accounts up and messing about, we lose our license. So it ain't fair, is it really? So I don't really have a chance to have a go fire back at these cunts, do I? Unless I'm speaking into the fucking camera. So what I thought about doing was doing the live, looking at, I'll just pretend I'm in bed now, turn mute on, and then I'll turn to computer, and I can be saying things like, hey, it looks like so-and-so is going for a good shot and all that. What do you think? That's fucking bit cringe. Because people keep emailing me ideas, and I'm trying to look at it, and I don't know if I
remember there was a lad, right? He's infamous. He was streaming the boxing on his YouTube, and he was there. Like,
£5 grand fine. He got £5 grand fine, didn't he? I know you're on about, yeah.
What, the one that was pretending to play the PlayStation?
Yeah. He got. Didn't he put it on YouTube or something? Did the Sky box office show or something, didn't he?
Yeah. So he had it's like a screen share, so you can see what was on his screen. And he was there in the corner pretending he was playing a video game.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
try and
yeah.
confuse the DRM software.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's too sophisticated because you're looking at audio signals and this that, and the third. It's hard to escape it now.
Yeah, well, I can't point my camera at my telly because there's something in the screen that picks up. So I know that, yeah, I can look at it and talk about it. I don't know about the sound. Can you have the sound on?
That's the hard. Well, that's the bit they'll pick up on. It's the audio.
Yeah. I think that's why, because I watched one of Ultratech's old videos all the night, and what he was doing. But he was doing this on the screen because he's behind the screen. He was showing you clips of mod fight, but there's no sound. I'll have to have a look into it and check some of these rules. Obviously, I'll have to speak to the tech guy and that. But it can't be that hard because when I first started, if you remember, I didn't even think I could work a computer, did I? I can turn it on now, but we're getting there. But listen, thanks for coming on, Terry. It's been a pleasure.
No worries, mate.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Say give my best to the family as always.
I will, and give my best to your mum. All right,
I will do, mate. Take care, pal.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Well, that was Terry. Nice him to come on. I had him on a lot lately. Had a lot on with dentists and medicals. Okie dokie. Peace out. I hope you like this. Two-parter for you. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And leave a comment. And share it with your mates on WhatsApp. Go on, boyaka.
Pop, pop, bang! On the floor. End of. Give me them belts back where you stole them, you bum. And that's it.